was actually when I was an undergraduate student at another school. So I have a lot of experience in the SUNY system, I guess. I was an undergraduate student at SUNY Geneseo for a year, looking to change to another school because I was really interested in studying the environment and sustainability, and still wanted to be in the SUNY system, and ESF was really the #1 school that came up for like environmental studies, environmental science, sustainability. That's when I really heard about ESF and when I discovered ESF. So in the fall, I teach an energy markets class, and this class is really to help students understand, it's energy markets and regulations. So it's really to help students understand what is an energy market, why are they important, how do they function, not just in New York, but throughout the entire United States and beyond, and why do we need energy markets? If students are interested at all in energy and understanding the markets surrounding energy, I would definitely suggest taking it. And there's also a graduate section as well. So for graduate students, they can take the class as well. And then in the spring, I teach renewable energy finance and analysis. So this is really a class where students learn how to analyze renewable energy systems from a financial perspective. So how to build financial models, how to analyze them, how to decipher them. We do a bunch of projects surrounding renewable energy systems and the finances. So I also think that's a great class, and there's also a graduate section for that class. So a lot of my research focuses on techno-economic analysis for renewable energy systems, so quantifying the financial and the environmental, greenhouse gas emissions impacts of different energy systems. So right now I'm working with my graduate student on understanding the waste from wineries. So if we can use that as a bioenergy, a source of bioenergy. From what our understanding is that there is a huge, it's almost like a waste stream that comes from winemaking, and this waste stream can provide a lot of energy for us to be able to use in different capacities. So our goal is to kind of model different waste streams to see if it would be financially viable to pursue some of these, as well as technically viable for the wineries themselves. So we're working with several local Finger Lakes wineries to take their waste and then to model it. I'm excited for that. It's at the initial stages. That's my graduate student's his work. So I'm really excited to help him and for us to partake in that. So I like to kind of sometimes do things on a whim. So Red Bull, the energy drink company, has a soapbox derby, and you have to put together essentially a car, a soapbox. So it doesn't have an engine, it has to have steering, and it has to have brakes. So I put it in, my name in, and then I ended up getting selected. So the whole theme was compost and what do we do with our food scraps. So we made the car look like soil. So we put coffee on it, grounds, from local coffee shops. And then we got a bunch of fake fruit and vegetables from different thrift stores. And then I just raced it down a track in Iowa, which is where it was. It was really a great experience, and it was amazing representing ESF. We had the ESF flag on our soapbox. We were in Iowa, so not many people knew about ESF, and so people were coming up to us asking us about ESF. We were telling them who we are, what we do. So it was an amazing experience being able to go there and represent ESF. I think just being present and getting the word out there that we exist is really great. I think all students that come here, they come here because they want to improve the environment in some way. And that's why I really love this institution, and our students are really passionate about what they do, and you can tell. You can definitely tell just how much passion and creativity the students bring to their work and their classes, and just going out of their way to also help their colleagues. There's really this sense of friendship, and there's really strong bonds I sense at ESF between the students. So just that passion and being there for each other, that's really what excites me and why I just love ESF so much.